Otakuans, welcome back to another beautiful episode today. Today we're gonna be talking about something. It's kind of quick. It's kind of quick a little bit after it came out, but we're gonna do a little review for y'all today. Obviously, we're wrapping up this season in anime. We should be coming out with our end season review here pretty shortly. I think we're on about episode 10 or 11 for most of these shows. So about a week or two, we'll do our mid-season review. But first, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Let's hop into our news first, and then we'll go ahead and knock out our review. So, just My Hero Academia's final season is airing October 4th. So if you're a big My Hero fan, just look forward to it within the next couple weeks. My Hero's final season will be airing then. An Assassination Classroom movie is scheduled for 2026, January 2026, after 9 years of it officially being over for the series. So Assassination Classroom was one of those spin-offs for me that, or not spin-offs, but one of those one-offs that I never really thought I would like. Because you know me, I don't like classroom, high school. I don't like none of those type of animes. But I really, really enjoyed Assassination Classroom. I thought that was a really good anime, but we were supposed to be getting a movie out in 2026. Confirmed of this month, K-pop Demon Hunters, shout out, got the Saja
The
Boys tee
Sacha
on.
Boys tee. I didn't even
Got the
see
Saja,
that.
I got the Saja Boy. It has all the like the rectangles like
Uh,
this all the way down the back, and has all of the eyes of the Saja Boys in their demon
oh,
forms.
that's why you were
Yeah.
singing Soda Pop when we started recording. Okay, okay.
Soda pop. K-pop Demon Hunters is the most popular Netflix movie of all time. Out of every category, animated, live action, adaptation, the most
Damn.
popular movie of all time. Not popular anime, I repeat, uh, all movies of all time. Yeah. I think they said it's over like 400 million streams right now. Who knows? But top number movie ever watched on Netflix ever in the history of ever. So I think that's amazing. Whoever created that, like, I mean, obviously Netflix, but like the actual writer is swimming in dough right now. He's swimming in cash. You know he is.
Oh yeah,
Like
definitely.
taking a bathtub in $100 bills, y'all, or 100, uh, not yen. What is it?
One.
I don't know. Won. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Won.
Hey, shout out.
One. Hey, shout out, right? One Punch Man season 3, October 5th. So if you're looking forward, One Punch Man, it's been way too long, way too long. October 5th, so a couple weeks again, just like My Hero Academia. One Piece is the only show to have 200 episodes over 9 plus on IMDb. So yeah, it's amazing. They are taking a break October 5th though. So again, they're taking another hiatus in
Who?
October.
Who?
One Piece.
Who taking a break? I ain't never heard of this. It's not true. Fake news. I ain't heard of it.
Okay. DDP, I got you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You didn't hear yet.
Hey,
Damn. Really?
hey,
Another one?
yeah, another
Hey.
break October
Hey.
5th.
Shout out to my nigga
Um,
Oda.
yeah. So for fans who love JJK, it is confirmed that JJK storyline is going to be continuing
Mm.
with a spin-off series called JJ3 Madoka or Maduka. I can't exactly pronounce that. It's going to be 3 volumes over the next 6 months that are going to be issued in the Shonen Jump issue. So that's your monthly Shonen Jump. So you can continue the storyline from there. On top of the JJK news, the new season is airing in January. So the new season, I forgot what it was called.
The culling
Wow,
game. Culling game
Culling
mark.
Game,
Mm.
Culling Game Mark. They are doing to the Shibuya incident and the first couple episodes of the Culling Game Mark all together in the theaters in my hometown, and I'm watching that.
I'm not watching it. I'm
I'm
not.
watching
I'm
that.
not feeding into this money making machine where we just put
I'm
the
gonna
end
I'm
of
going
last
to.
season, the beginning of next season, and just call it a movie. I'm not doing it. I didn't do it for
I'm
Demon
at,
Slayer.
I
I'm
just
not
gotta
doing it now.
I gotta see it. I gotta see it. You know the meme where the dude has a car, he's like, oh, and he like smashes it on the do. Take my money. Take my money. Speaking of Demon Slayer holds the top 2 spots in Japan for highest grossing film of all time. Like, again, not anime, film of all time. So the top 3 films ever in Japan are Mugen Train at 1,
Hmm.
Infinity Castle at 2, and Spirited Away at 3.
Damn, that's crazy. We
Yeah.
had a conversation about this. We said that Infinity Castle was going to outdo Mugen Train. I guess they
Well,
couldn't live
Mu-
up to the hype.
it hasn't been added. So this is Infinity Castle in Japan over the last few months grossing. This is Mugen Train worldwide.
No, I mean specifically the
Well, I guess technically Japan.
box
Yeah,
open weekend. Like Mugen
yeah,
Train still did better like
because
opening
this is
weekend.
in Japan. Yeah, this is in Japan.
Hey,
Yeah,
Infinity
so
Castle's
technically,
still good, but Mugen Train
yeah.
still holding it down. Hell yeah, Ringoku,
Yeah. I'll be honest, Infinity
set your
Castle is
hearts
better than Mugen
ablaze.
Train. Just honestly, my opinion. We'll talk about it. However, so with the numbers, talking about Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, so far with all worldwide release, oh, not worldwide release yet, because not everybody has gotten them yet. We were the last ones to get it, but there's still some countries who haven't gotten it. So far worldwide, they've grossed over $500 million,
Damn,
and just opening weekend in the USA, the first 2 days, 30 plus million.
damn.
They're over 30 million. So yeah, they're getting up there. It's gonna be crazy over the next few months. Last thing on the list, you'll love this one as well. Nepal just overthrew their government after a social media ban whilst using the One Piece flags. It was Indonesia and now it's Nepal.
Hey, One Piece is in the near of his series. You know, we got to start the world war that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Real
So
life is
that's what
just
we're
meeting.
ramping up for.
Real life is just meeting fantasy. That's all that's happening right
Yeah.
now.
So if I can't have, we have One Piece at home. Dad, can I go
We
watch One
got
Piece? We
One
have One
Piece
Piece
at
at
home.
home. We got One Piece at home. Pulls the flag
Facts.
out, starts shooting at cops.
Facts. Let me put the flag up real quick so they know where I stand.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm gonna start take down the American flag outside my house and just fly the One Piece
Don't do
banner.
that.
I'll probably
This may
I'll
not
end up
be the
on
time for
Instagram
that.
real quick.
This may not be the time for that. Just go ahead and leave that up.
Funny. All right. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. We're gonna talk about it. I don't care. People in the comments, if we get some people in the comments talking about some spoiler gang, by this time this episode comes out, it's gonna be in the theaters for about a week. You had time.
Yeah,
You had
yeah.
time.
No
You
excuses
you
at
had
this
plenty
point.
of time. So we're gonna talk about the Infinity Castle movie today. We're gonna give our little review on it. And we're gonna start from the beginning and we're gonna go through the end. I'm gonna give my wave top impressions because I saw it in theaters. I know you didn't. You said you didn't. Um, I really love this movie. I do think that I enjoyed it a lot more because it was in theaters. We saw RPX, big screen, everything like that. Of course, if I watch anything in theaters, I'm going to enjoy it probably more because it's big, loud, big screen. So I can't really attribute that to why, but I also really love this movie. I think this movie is great. I think it was better than Mugen Train. Not saying Mugen Train was bad. A lot of people think when somebody says something's better, that means the other one's bad. No, Mugen Train was a good movie too. I just really loved Infinity Castle. But starting off from the beginning is the two things that I would have changed about this movie already is just in the beginning. There's only two things I would have changed about this movie, and it was in the beginning of the movie. One, we get our introductions to the players, right? We get them falling in. We get a little behind the scenes of the Stone Hashira Guillaume, call him Goatme, greatest of all time, talking to Kubuyashiki and the master, and essentially saying, "Use me as bait," this and that. We kind of got that from the past. And then it goes into them essentially being in the Infinity Castle. Some people running, some people falling. So the first two things I would have changed about this movie. One, I think we should have started it, and I know people were said they were going to be mad if this happened, but I would have appreciated a little bit more if we started it in the last like 10 minutes of the last episode of the series when the castle explodes, when Muzan shows up, when they're like, it's Muzan, and then he does the like doom and it's like ding and they all like fall through. I think they should have started it from there, personally, because it kind of sets it up a little bit more. I understand you're not really going to see this movie unless you've seen the last season, anyways, so you know what happened. But I just think that would have made it just a little bit more, had a little bit more grit to it. I also think they were showing people falling, right? They should have showed Zenitsu falling. They should have done it. And I have my clean Zenitsu shirt on with him standing like this. That shirt that I got in the mail. I think that's just me. That's my own personal my IMO. I think showing everybody else falling and looking for where they were gonna land. They should have showed Zenitsu doing the whole like eyes open, falling down backwards, and then go into his little running thing where he starts running, trying to find
Yeah.
What's his name? Forgot what his name was.
You talk about who he fought?
Yeah,
Kaigaku.
Kai, Kaigaku. Yeah, whatever his name. His brother, right? That's what I think they should have done. But starting off first, I mean, we get our first intros to our characters. Everybody's trying to find out, you know, where they're trying to land, where they're gonna go, what this place is. They're seeing all these like hundreds of like fodder demons start coming after them and stuff like that. And we run into our first major fight, which is obviously um, uh, Shibuya. Oh my gosh,
Shinobu.
Shinobu versus what's his name? Oh my gosh, I forgot his name again. I forgot
Doma.
his name. Doma. I was gonna say Goma for some reason. Doma. But we get, and for those of y'all who read the manga, know about it, we knew. And my wife was up in there with her Shinobu Hororion, and I was just like, "This gonna be an ace moment for you. I hope you know that." I told her to her face.
Mm.
I said, "This gonna be an ace moment for you." And she was like, "No," and I was like, "Yeah, just watch." But we get that fight, really good quality. I think the animation in this show was beautiful, beautifully done. Especially seeing it in theaters and seeing it on the big screen, the animation was perfect for that. But we get the Shinobu fight versus Doma. Um, and obviously Shinobu, we run into her backstory about her big sister being killed by Doma. So that was, you know, Doma was the one that killed her older sister. So she's out there to try to get a fight with him. And I just want to point out that Doma is the most unhinged fucking demon I've ever met, ever seen on the big screen on any anime in my entire life. I mean, this man was just like, come on, stab me. Like, you've been working on this poison for so long. Just hit me. Like, come on, let's see, let's figure this out
I
together.
read a
Like you and
comment.
me.
Someone said Doma's the type of dude who talks you through it, and it took me too long to figure out what they were trying to say. I did not
Oh
like
my,
when I figured
oh
out
my,
what they were.
oh my
But
goodness.
that's him the whole damn time. It's okay.
He
You
is.
got this. Just try a little
You
bit
got
harder.
this.
Like, stop talking to me like that.
Yeah, right, right. I'd have been like, shut up, shut up. He's just like, let's do this together, you and me. Like, and he's like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I interrupted you. Like,
Hmm.
go ahead, keep talking. Like he's the most gaslighting boyfriend you would ever have in your entire life. Like this man, like, let's do it together. And you stab him with the poison. He's like, oh, that one phased away too. Oh, all right, what's the next one? Let's
Let's
go.
keep
Come on.
trying this.
Let's keep trying this. This is fun. You and me
I'm
can just
enjoying
work
this.
together. Shinobu's getting so mad,
Yo,
and
she
he
was
just,
flustered.
she was upset. And then obviously we had the scene like the big sister shows up. She's like, "Get up! I don't care. Get your ass up! Like,
Mm.
get the fight in." And that was cool and everything like that. And Doma's like, "Are you done? Are you talking? Like, let's like, oh, you're getting up. Cool. That's great. I love this. I love this for you, and I love this about you. We're gonna just be together for all eternity because you've earned it. Like, you've really earned me. I'm
Mm.
gonna consume you, and you've really earned." And I'm like, what the? And then we get Doma's backstory. Obviously, he was like a boy prodigy. They thought he spoke to the gods, and he's just like, these stupid humans. Like, oh my gosh.
He's
Like, and he's
literally been
down there
like this
polishing
forever.
skulls. Yeah, he's polishing skulls, and he's like, we're just gonna be together for eternity then, I
Hmm.
guess. Like, these people think that I spoke to gods, like these pitiful people. And I was like, oh my goodness. And then obviously we get the whole interaction. The poison doesn't work. Shinobu does her final blast. And he ends up when Kano walks in, he ends up snapping old girl's spine. And then I read something. I don't know if it's true or not. I read this. Somebody who's apparently like a really big Demon Slayer knowledgeable person, that the way Domo consumed Shinobu was out of more respect instead of just eating her like he was eating the other girls.
Hmm.
The way he absorbed her was out of, because he was hugging her the whole time,
Hmm.
because he was like, me and you together and like da da da. He did that, like, yeah, it's unhinged as fuck and crazy, but like he did that because he respected her. He didn't want to like eat her piece by piece. And
Yeah, he
so
wanted her to be a
obviously,
part of him, like literally be a
yeah,
part of me.
yeah. And so he obviously killed Shinobu and then absorbed her. And it was even more when Kano tried to do flower breathing, and he like went down. He sat crisscross applesauce, started petting Shinobu's head as she was, she was like going inside of it. I was like, bro, what is wrong with you? I was looking at my wife's face, and she was like,
I
I was
needed
like,
to
yeah,
be there. I needed to
that
see
motherfucker
his
was,
face.
that motherfucker was crazy. She was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Oh
And
man.
I'm like, look, I don't know what to tell you.
Hey,
I don't
he
know
was
what to
he
tell
was
you.
the best to start the movie off. introduced to Douma, and what was he,
Yeah,
number two? Yeah, he was the
he's number
number
two.
two
Yeah,
of the
number
demons,
two.
and yet that shit was just unhinged. The whole like his backstory,
Yeah,
the whole acknowledgement,
yeah.
like he knew that these motherfuckers
Hmm.
were crazy and just using him. He's like, it's fine, use me. I'm here to make you happy, and even
I'm
in
here to make you
death.
feel better.
He's like rubbing their
Yeah,
heads, petting them. Like he's just legitimately. I
he's
don't
like,
know if he's
yeah.
insane. Well, he's insane, obviously. But
I think
does
I
he
think he's
truly believe what
no.
he's
I don't
saying?
because he said when he was a kid, like silly humans, there is no paradise. But if this is what will make you feel better, then your death will be painless. Like I'll let you die in peace, knowing that you're not gonna go there, but afterwards, death is you're just better off dead because you're not living in pain anymore.
Mm,
He truly believed that. He knew there wasn't a paradise, but he was telling his followers, right, followers, that like there is one, so he could just make them feel better. He was just trying to make people feel better, but that was when he was a kid. When he became a demon, obviously everything became more like inflamed and rage. His emotions got heightened. Everything like became more when he became a demon. So even now as a demon, he's even more unhinged and believing it even deeper, to
mm,
being like, well, now, hey, I know you think there's an afterlife. So instead of there being an actual afterlife, I'll just give you one inside of me. Like I'll just consume you, and then you'll be a part of me forever, and we'll just live together for eternity,
mm.
because that's what's going to make you happy. And so like he truly believes that. He truly believes he's giving people paradise inside of his body. So like, his bro is insane. But it ends off the rip with Kano essentially standing there. Obviously, Shinobu. I thought it was kind of gangster when Shinobu did the little hand sign and he's not even looking at her. And then she doesn't go to fight. Kano stands her ground and he's like, "Oh, you're not coming to fight me? Is this because of the little hand sign that she did?"
Mm.
And I was like, "Gotcha, got it." But for those of y'all who read the manga, know exactly what happens next in that fight. So I'm not going to get into that yet because
Mm.
that part didn't come out.
Question for you
But
though.
um,
Compared to all the Demon Slayers that you've seen so far, how you feel about Shinobu's way of fighting? Because they made it abundantly clear that she's not strong enough to cut
yeah.
off a demon's head. So how do you feel
So
about the use of poison?
I think she became a Hashira for a reason.
Hmm.
Kobayashiki wouldn't have made her a Hashira if she didn't have bodies under her belt or under her katana. So that tells me that the poison she's had thus far, because remember, these demon slayers, these Hashira have never faced upper moons until Mugen Train. They have never, none of them have ever faced any upper moons. They've all ever just faced normal demons. Like, yeah, higher ranking demons, but never, not until Mugen Train did they ever face an upper demon. So, they never knew that they weren't strong enough, because we all know, like we've talked about it, I think years ago, we talked about how the Hashira are, none of them are stronger than these upper moons. It takes 2-on-2, three on or 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-on-1, like we're gonna see in Kubiyashi or not Kubiyashiki, but Kokoshibo's fight. Like it takes like five Hashira, four Hashira, and like two normal demon slayers just to take upper one down. But like we knew that they weren't strong enough, but that doesn't mean that they weren't like slaying other demons the entire time they've been Hashira. So her poisons were 100%, like the poison she gave against Domo are probably 100% effective against any other demon. So she's winning every time. So I think she did great. It's just that they underestimated how strong, because even Shinobu said it herself. She was just like, "Oh, this is the strength of an upper moon," because
Hmm.
she's never faced an upper moon either. Like she faced the spider dude, which was like a lower moon. They faced lower moons before, but they've never faced the upper six. So they don't know, like her poison worked on the lower, but after Zenitsu pretty much almost killed that motherfucker, like her poisons worked then, and they've been stacking bodies. So I think the poisons are very effective and good, because she's not just a poison, she's also a doctor.
Hmm.
She also heals people. So I think she has a lot of stuff in her repertoire, and uh Kubiyashiki wouldn't have made her a Hashira for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Valid.
So I think it works well. I do think, like, I mean, maybe she tried because she's weak. They talked about how she'd never been able to lop a demon's head off, but she used what works for her. And we've
Hmm.
seen broken characters that we see have like a power that would make no sense, but they use it in such a way because they're so smart that it's broken. You know what I'm saying? So I think her poison was broken until she faced that unhinged fucking hinged dude.
Yeah.
So, mm. But moving on from that fight, we start seeing all the other demon slayers kind of running around the castle, fighting like, um the fodder demons. We get to see Some of the people like, some of the like main characters. I think there's the meme that's still going around about Mutatara or whatever. He's the one that's always with Zenitsu. He's the funny like basic Demon Slayer kid.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
regular Demon Slayer, and they call him like luck breathing. He has luck breathing because every encounter he's ever been in any Upper Moon fight, he always survives it with minimal injury. But we get to see him kind of fighting off and squaring off against some demons. And I believe Tanjiro and Giyu, we start seeing them kind of running around trying to find their way through things, killing demons, things like that. And then the next big fight we get into is Zenitsu. We get Zenitsu
The one you
versus
came here
I
for.
forgot his name again. His name is
Kaigaku.
so Kaigaku. He's so
Hmm.
unmemorable, and we'll find out why. Um, Kaigaku. So for those of y'all who don't remember, obviously in Hashira training arc, Zenitsu got a letter. He got a letter from somebody about something, and that turned him into an awake savage. And this is what everybody was waiting for in the theater. I mean, when Zenitsu showed up, everybody was clapping, fucking whistling, like was ready. Everybody was ready for Zenitsu. Wasn't about Tanjiro no more. It was about Zenitsu. Um, and obviously he's like running through the castle. He's like, I know he's here. I gotta find him. I know he's here. He better be here. I'm gonna tear his. He gonna have three butt cheeks by the time I'm I'm gonna tear him a new one. And we see a demon just kind of like go up against Zenitsu, like come towards him, and he just like just right through him and just keeps running. Everybody's like clean, clean. Zenitsu's wide awake. He don't care. Um, so we finally see him. He's like, I know you're here. Come on out. A Kaigaku shows up, and essentially we get kind of like the backstory. So they do a little tiff, a little bit. They do a little bit of talking. Kaigaku is essentially the first apprentice of their grandpa. It's not really their grandpa, but their master. Essentially,
Hmm.
they called him grandpa because they were raised by him. Kaigaku was supposed to be the inheritor of the thunder breathing techniques. However, he could never master the first breathing technique. He could only master the seventh, the other seven or other six. And Zenitsu could only ever master the first breathing technique. And so he decided to make both of them inheritors of the thunder breathing technique. And he essentially was mad about that. He was like, how dare you, this weakling, this person? And we get that long backstory about how Kaigaku was a demon slayer, hated Zenitsu the entire time, hated him so much that he just was like, he was just like, I don't want to talk to you. But Zenitsu said, I always respected you. I always looked up to you as my big brother, so on and so forth. And then Kaigaku essentially ran into, I think, who did he run into? Kokoshibo
Hmm.
ran into the upper one, obviously got his butt whooped. And essentially Kokoshibo said, hey, do you want power? You want to change? Then you drink this blood. He started pouring his blood into his hand. And then he said the most bone chilling line, something that would have made me drop the blood, by the way. He said, if you drop a single ounce of this blood, your torso and your head will be severed. And he was just like, you better drink slowly. And he was just like shaking his hands, like, and I've been like, but what if it's like you're pouring it into my hand and it's already leaking through my palms? Like, it's not a sealed container. Like, I don't, what do you mean by that?
Are you asking questions? If you drop a single drop, I'm going to cut your head off. What do you mean? What if?
but,
No,
but it's already been seeping through my
no. You better lick it up.
Yeah. And so he said, for the stronger swordsmen, for the whenever demon slayers get turned into demons, the stronger the swordsman, the longer it'll take. He said, for me, it took 3 days, which means like the 3 days doesn't sound like a long time, but Kokoshibo is strong as all get out. He's Hashira plus level, plus level. So for him, it probably took, I don't know, like a couple minutes, but a couple hours, I'd say. He was pretty strong. Like we saw, like he was pretty strong. He knew the thunder breather. And to be honest, when they started fighting, so after we get the little backstory, and Zenitsu found out why he turned to a demon, Zenitsu talked about that their grandfather committed seppuku without a second. And I like how they added like actual Japanese like traditions with samurais.
Hmm.
So traditionally, seppuku, when seppuku first was invented in Japan, you never had a second. And over the time of the samurai, they realized that cutting your belly open was a slower way to die, and seppuku became more of a um, not traditional, became more
Ceremonial.
of a some ceremonial killing, so it couldn't be that disgusting and that torturous. It's supposed to be quick. And so they started adding what they called seconds, so where you would stab yourself in the belly, rip it open, and then somebody would immediately slice your head off. So you wouldn't suffer. So it became more ceremonial. You didn't suffer in death and things like that. and they said Grandpa committed seppuku without a second, so he just sat there and like just bled to death with his guts out, like he suffered. And obviously, our boy was just like, "Good, I'm glad he died. I'm glad." Like, and Zenitsu was like, "Yeah, now you're cooked, buddy." And then so they started fighting. Zenitsu kept doing his first breathing, first form, first form. And our boy Zenitsu was starting to get whooped a little bit because our boy was pulling out that black lightning, which and the red that was clean. I thought that was gangster. Um, they started fighting, and the animation looks great. Obviously, Thunder. I was gonna wear my Zenitsu shirt for this, but his head is like down here, and so you wouldn't have been able to see it. So there's no point. Um, but that fighting was pretty clean. And then we get to a point where V thinks he beat Zenitsu, throws him off a little, cliff or whatever. Little, I guess the houses are like this, so he just throws him off the edge. Zenitsu lands on his feet, like on the side, and he's just like, "I really didn't want to do this to you. Like, I didn't want to do this to you.
I didn't want to do you like this.
I didn't want to do you like this, but you left me no choice. Like you answered my questions. You left me no choice." And then the boy came out with thunder breathing seventh form, god of fire and thunder, and immediately was like dragon, just like burned off his Horori, like it just was like, and just immediately sliced his head off.
Yeah.
My theater was going crazy. I was going crazy. I was just like, yes.
He created the form. This is not a normal form of thunder. Oh, so
Yeah,
hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does that sometimes. Ugh, I hate that. But anyway, this is not a normal form of thunder breathing.
Yeah.
This is something that he pulled out on his own in his own personal bag from somebody who's like, "Oh, you don't deserve to even be a demon slayer because you only know one form, while I know the other four or the other five." Well, bitch, you don't know this one because I just created it. Now what?
Yeah.
And proceeded to ask.
There is no seventh form, and he said, "I invented this to fight alongside you, but guess what? I'm just gonna use it on you. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't want to do you like this. I really didn't. But guess what? You left me no choice."
Whole time he was trying to find, like, tell me why I shouldn't beat your ass. Like, give me a good reason why you deserve to live.
Just keep talking to me. You can keep fighting me. He was hitting him with the thunder, and Zenitsu's face was cracking, his hands were cracking,
That
and everything like that.
Too.
And yeah, that shit was dope.
The thunder cracks up his face. That shit was fire.
And he was just like, explain to me. And then he dropped him off the cliff, and he was like, "Yeah, you're gonna die, buddy." And he was like, "All right, you answer my questions. All right, there's no, I can't talk no jutsu.
Say less.
I can't talk no jutsu you. So let's get it cracking, homeboy." He like what the lion thunder barrage that Sasuke was gonna pull on Naruto when he first saw him in the cliffside. Orochimaru was like, "No, stop it. You're gonna kill everybody here."
So this is what happens if that move actually went off.
If that move actually, I mean, he pulled it against Itachi, so we kind of saw. Itachi was already sick though. We're not getting into that. Point is, but yeah, so cleans his head off. They both end up start falling. As they're falling, old boy's body disappears and his head starts to disappear. One of the funniest scenes in the movie for me, besides, well, there's other ones like Tanjiro's fight. He had some funny moments, but the first funniest scene is they're all falling and the dude's like, "You can't just invent shit. That don't make sense. But you know what? I don't even care. I'm dying, you dying. Because once you hit the ground, we both dying, and I still win." And then our boy, the demon boy that's like helping them out, which is Miri is her name? I forgot what her name is. The demon lady who invented the little spikes, who invented the anti-demon serum. Her assistant, the gray-haired demon, he shows up right to his face, and he's just like, "Wow, dying alone, huh? Pretty pathetic."
Oh yeah, when he was falling, that's crazy, huh?
he said that's wild. Damn, you just got cooked, huh? And then he grabs Zenitsu right out the air and then like went into the side room, and then he was like, wait. And then his like, face disappeared. Like, I thought that was clean. And then, I mean, to be fair though, because like he was strong, and so the boy told Zenitsu, like as he was passed out, he was like, if he would have been an upper moon for like another year, like you would have been,
he was still fresh. So you lucky about that. Like, because I was kind of thinking about it, like, damn, does this kind of make Zenitsu like the same level as other Hashira? Like, he's fairly fucking close. But if this boy did have another year of being able to get used to the blood, he probably would have definitely made it.
I think that's the same. That's the same thing, in my opinion, though. If Zenitsu had another year awake training, I think it would have made no difference. So like that's like somebody telling me like, "Oh, if I was good at basketball, I'd beat you," but you're not. You're not another year stronger. You're who you are now, and we're fighting now. So it don't matter.
I feel like it should be a slight difference because with Muzan's blood or the demon blood, getting used to the blood, it makes you stronger. And then obviously the more you eat makes you stronger. With Zenitsu, you just train. And hopefully training is going to
but he could have.
quadruple your strength.
I think if he learned those other forms awake, and he had the one he invented, because remember, this is the first time he's ever fighting awake, so he's also fresh. He's mad,
Very
of course,
true.
but he's also fresh. So like, yeah, old boy was cool. Don't get me wrong. He used blood demon art and a thunder breathing at the same time. I was like, that shit is clean. But like, if they both would have had another year, I think it would have the same. I think the same turn of events would have
I
happened.
mean, you're right. He's still a little different. Like even with that being the case,
Yeah.
with them both still being fresh in their skills, Zenitsu low diffed him.
If they only did it for storytelling purposes, but if he pulled out that move in the beginning of the fight, he would have won
We're done.
immediately. Like it would have been nothing.
Only thing
Nothing
that
would happen.
saved him those precious minutes was the fact that Zenitsu had questions to ask. Once those
Yeah,
questions was answered, there's nothing else to
right.
talk about.
Yeah, and you also underestimated him, which was you're just standing there with your sword on your back, looking down at him like falling. You're just like, and you were dead, bro.
He's a demon.
Bro, I don't know what to tell you. Stop monologuing
Stop monologuing.
and go fight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
But
shit.
then we get the scene, the boys taking care of Zenitsu. He's pretty much stopping the cracking because the cracking would have got to his eyes and made him blind or whatever. And Zenitsu's still alive. And then we get old Mutara, our boy Luck Breathing. Him and his boy end up taking care of some demons. And they get a little funny reaction. He's like, "You better save him," and da 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 da. He's like, "Man, I don't care about you. I'm not even in the Demon Slayer Corps. Who are?" He's like, "You're my subordinate. I'm your elder." And he's like, "I'm a demon. Shut up.
I
Like I
don't.
don't
They
care."
didn't even realize he's a demon.
Like I don't think they knew he was a demon at all. And he's just like, "You might want to take care of that demon that's running towards us." He's like, "What?" And he like turned around. He was like, it's like,
Do
and
your
they
job.
took
What are
him
you
down.
doing?
They took him down. It is what it is. Um, Running through it, obviously, we still got some more people. I think one of the coolest things that happened, maybe this is an unpopular opinion. One of the coolest things that happened is showing the crows. So the crows are essentially starting to fly around, and as Muzan, or as not Muzan, as Tanjiro and Giyu are running around, and Gyotme and what's his name? Mikoto? Yeah, I think his name is the Mist Hashira. When they're running around, obviously the crows are flying and like Zenitsu has defeated Upper Six. Zenitsu has defeated Upper Six, and like they're announcing everything. And then I think one of the funniest, or no, that's actually the Tanjiro fight. I'll get to that. But and then you see the little like things, and Tanjiro looks at the little ambulance, and they're just like, "What is that? Like, why they got those things around their necks?" And then we see literally Kobayashiki's last remaining kids in there, like the freaking like the ninjas when they're in the ninja war, and you got like Eno's dad and all of them like sitting at the thing, like
That's a
mapping
pretty
out
good
shit.
reference. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And they're all sitting there, and eventually the demon art is being able to see anything that has that symbol. And so they're using the crows to fly all of Infinity Castle to map the entire castle. And they got the dudes up there putting the maps on the walls. It's literally like the ninja headquarters during the Great Ninja War. And we got a awesome freaking security guard. So we got Renkoku's dad, and we got Tengen. They're both guarding the kids as they're literally tracing the entirety of the Infinity Castle looking for Muzan. And what's awesome is like what's pretty cool as well is they're like all these little red marks are, and they're seeing it because they also have the like the little symbol on their head. All these little red marks are demon signatures. The bigger ones are
Yeah.
like more powerful. And then they look to the right and they see like this massive like giant signature, this giant heat signature. But we see Mikoto and Gyome essentially running into like a bunch of demons, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all of these like bot demon slayers just kind of show up, and
That's
they just start
exactly what I
taking
wanted
the
to bring
hits.
up. I think it's
Yeah,
like one of the most impactful things from the film is realizing
absolutely.
that all the demon slayers are literally giving their lives just to make
Hmm.
sure that the Hashira make it to the upper moons, just so that they eventually could make the moons. They don't care about their own life. All they care about is eventually killing
Greater
Muzan.
greater reference AOT when they're doing the suicide charge against the Beast Titan, so Levi could get
Factual.
close.
Factual.
Literally,
They
literally.
know they're going to die. They know they're going to die by
Yeah.
the thousands.
Hmm.
Even if just Ashira can make
Yeah.
it, it's
because
all
they
worth it.
because even old boy when he took the hit from the demon, he was like, y'all need to go, like y'all don't need to waste your time on fodder, y'all don't need to like get tired out, y'all need to go fight the upper moons, go fight Muzan, because we can't do that. but we know y'all can. So we need y'all to not be tired and just get there. And so and Guillaume's like, are y'all sure? And they're like, yeah, get the fuck out of here.
This
Like,
is what
go.
we're here for.
And he's
This
like,
is literally
and
what
he
we're here
literally, and
for.
I think best recognition ever, that would light a fire under me as a basic demon slayer. He was like, thank you. Y'all are like true brothers. And he just like took off. I'd be like, ah! Like I'd be, my soldiers do not push out. My
Mm.
soldiers push out. My soldiers rage. You know, like one of those moments. I had that thought in my head the entire time. Um, and then so we get to that part. Obviously, we go back to. I think we get the part also with Saname. So Saname is sitting there. For those of y'all, Saname is the demon slayer with the scars across his face. His brother is the one that does Glock breathing. Essentially, he does blicky breathing. And we get him too. They show him like running around trying to find like where his brother is. I'm like, bro, your brother does not like you. But we kind of find out he does love him towards the end.
Yes, I
Um,
like you.
we'll get there. But Saname's just sitting. Saname's just like sitting, literally old Japanese style, just weren't talking about his master, just like you did so much for me, this and that. We get like a tiny bit of backstory, like not nothing crazy
Mm.
about him taking care of him when he was sick and this and that. And all of a sudden, this demon just lunges at him forward. Somebody in the theater goes, "Yeah, you're fucking cooked, bud." And,
What did you think, bro? He's in
like,
your house, cross-legged, with his eyes closed.
he's just sitting there, like literally, thinking about like in the ninja, sitting on the ground, and then just like, shing, don't even see a movement. Demon's
Mm.
head lops off. Everybody's like, so, buddy, you're fodder. Like, I don't think you understand. You're fodder. Like, it doesn't,
I wonder if demons realize they're fodder.
yeah,
Like demon
yeah,
slayers realize that they're fodder. Like, do demons be like, I'm gonna go get myself killed real quick just to make sure that the
yeah.
upper moons get that dub.
Like, I'm sorry if I'm like a demon and I see a dude with no standard Harori on and he's just sitting in my crib like this, like hands on his thighs, just meditating.
You walk
I'm not
downstairs, he's just sitting
fighting
on your
him.
couch, and he's just like this, with a sword
I'm
on his
not
hip.
I'm not fighting him. I'm not fighting him. Like I'm leaving. I'm gonna go find a black suited demon slayer, like one that don't got no special horror. If you got a special Horori on or special outfit, I'm not touching you. If it's colorful, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Where's the
I'm not
black
fighting.
where's the black uniform at? Oh no, I don't need that. I got my own uniform. No.
No,
No, I'm
no.
good.
Yeah, yeah. I don't wear the black one anymore. Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, no
Anymore.
thanks. And yeah, no thanks. Yeah, no.
I didn't know y'all
I'm good.
transitioned. Damn.
You got scars on your face and shit. Nah, I'm okay. Cause you wear the old soldier, they say. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. Yeah, if you got colorful shit on, I'm not. I'm not coming. You're either a main character or you're a Hashira. So I'm not touching. I'm not coming for you.
Or a blind guy
Yeah,
swinging around boulders. Yeah, definitely not fucking
yeah.
with him either. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Speaking of funny shit, fucking Inosuke falling. I didn't really talk about Inosuke, but Inosuke falling and being like, he's like, he's like, ha 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 ha. Like where are all these damn demons at? Where the demons at? He's like screaming. Where they at? I want to find them. I want to find. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna kill some damn demons. And he like
Mm.
lands on his feet and just starts slashing. Like literally goes through an entire crowd of them and just keeps moving. And he's like, I'm gonna find me somebody. I'm finding where's the strongest guy. And then I think he's following his crow. Or no, that's at the end where he's like stabbing at his crow and he's
Yeah.
like, oh, he seems
Stop
strong. And he
following me.
runs. Yeah. But we get Saname. Saname starts wiping up and he's like, come at. He's like crying. I'm like, if I see you crying, I'm not coming out. Like, I'm not. You're crying and laughing. I'm not fighting you. But they like, he's crying and laughing. He's like, let's go, all of you, let's go. And he just starts killing them. And then we get to like the I know people were waiting for Zenitsu, but this was like the fight that people really wanted to see. We get Giyu and Tanjiro versus Akaza, and I don't think Tanjiro, besides Muzan, there's nobody more that Tanjiro hates than Akaza because he yelled Akaza's name just
True.
like he yelled Muzan's name.
Very true.
Like at the end of Hashira training arc, he's like Muzan, and I'm like, yeah, he hates that motherfucker. And then
Mm.
when he sees Akaza, he's like Akaza, and I'm like, yeah, he hates that motherfucker too.
You hate me? Is it me?
Like,
Am I the problem? Damn. But
yeah.
before we start this, can can we not have an MCB an MC for like one movie? Like, don't get me wrong. I love my
Mhm,
Luffy's. I love my
mhm.
Naruto's. I love them. But Tanjiro, do you really need to do a speech? Like everybody else, as soon as they see their opponent, they putting belt to ass. They fight, they fight, they fight. But Tanjiro, you sitting there having a conversation. Like, no, I want to see you
No,
beat his
but,
ass.
but all these new gen shonens have to do talk no jutsu. All of them.
Oh,
All of them.
like
They
not
have to talk no jutsu.
Naruto influence is crazy, brother. Like,
It is. I'm
I
telling
just want
you.
to
It
see you
is.
pull the sword out and
Three man
start whipping
teams.
flames.
3-man teams with an edgelord, a really nice kid, and then one that we think is useless. Like
Mm-hmm.
Zenitsu's the one we thought was useless. Inosuke's the edgelord, and Tanjiro is the really nice Talk No Jutsu kid. It's a formula. It's a formula. Like Sakura, Sasuke, Naruto. It's a formula. Yeah, it just is
I
what it
was just
is.
so excited. As soon as
Jujutsu
the way
Kaisen.
he was screaming, the blood curdling, I'm like, yo, he's about to
Yeah.
beat ass. And he start
I mean,
talking.
he did.
Shut up! Shut up!
Yeah.
Start fighting!
Like, yeah. Well, we get Akaza showing up because it was even funnier when when the main kid that had was doing the tracing for the thing, he was following Giyu and Tanjiro and was like, "Oh no, they're about to run into him,"
Mm,
and I was like, "Run into him," and I didn't know like. So don't get me wrong, I know what happens, I know who fights, I know who dies, but I don't know like the in between stuff. So I was like, "Oh, are they gonna run into like Kobayashi or Kokoshibo and have to like evade? Or are they gonna run into who I didn't really know. So, but then obviously Akaza fucking like comes through the ceiling, and then they're just like, he's like, oh Tanjiro, and he's like Akaza, and I'm like, oh, that's who they're fucking running into. And then obviously we start getting the fight, right? They have a little conversation, right? They're talking about Rengoku and this and that, and then they start getting into these fights. Tanjiro starts doing, water breathing, which surprisingly, like Tanjiro does a lot of water breathing in this one because before it was always Hinokami Kaguya.
mm.
Like he always did the flame dance, but he did a lot of water breathing in this until obviously the end of the fight. But I was
Yeah.
surprised
I think it's
because
because he was
Giyu was,
fighting with Giyu, and Giyu's the water Shira. They were supposed to like
yeah.
feed off of each
Well,
other.
he even said he was like, "Wow, Giyu's so good at," because they fought one demon. They fought one demon prior, and he was like, "Wow, Giyu's so strong that he knows what technique I'm about to use, so he uses one that counters or
Mm.
that is directly synonymous with mine, so it flows together." And that's where they were like looking up at each other. He was like, and then he was like, "We need to sneak around the castle so we don't get suspected." And they were like, "Sneak, sneak, 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 sneak." I thought it was the
I like
stupid
that.
little
I like
funny
they
piece
pull out the
of
little comedic relief animation every
yeah.
once in a while. That's really
Um,
nice.
but Akaza shows up and they start banging it out. They
Mm.
start banging it out. Giyu's fighting, Tanjiro's fighting, and then obviously Tanjiro gets tossed. The little thing starts turning, and another like really funny scene. So obviously Akaza and Giyu are doing their thing. Akaza asked Giyu, and it was funny in the movie, but um, Giyu or Akaza asked Giyu like, "Hey, what's your name? I want to know your name." He's like, "I got nothing to say to a demon," and I was like, "In the name of Jesus, that's right. I ain't got nothing to." And then he tossed Giyu's ass all the way across the Infinity Castle and into a bunch of buildings. And then Tanjiro's like, "Mr. Giyu,
Giyu.
no!" And he's like, "Oh!" And
Oh,
he
that's
shows
his
up
name.
right in his face out of nowhere. He's like, "Oh, that's his name," and he's like, "Ah!" And he just like tosses Tanjiro too. And then they get back. They start fighting a little bit. Tanjiro's trying to fight. Tanjiro almost gets clapped a bunch, but he's starting to learn.
Mm.
Like you even talks about him seeing Tanjiro their first interaction. Tanjiro being able to dodge, being able to slice at him. He sliced his arm off, sliced his neck. Like he's on par. Yeah, even Giyu says you're on par with a Hashira. Like you are Hashira strength, if not a little bit
Yeah,
stronger than
that's one of
Hashira.
my points. The fact that both
Yeah,
Giyu and Akaza both acknowledged Tanjiro in this fight.
yeah,
Like the fact that he's
yeah.
like last time I saw you, you were nothing, and now
You were
you can
weak.
actually stand
Yeah,
toe to toe with me. It's fucking amazing growth for
yeah,
Tanjiro. And another thing,
yeah.
Tanjiro's like the fact that he's so similar to people like Asta and Midoriya from My Hero
Hmm.
Academia. Like they use their
Yeah.
brains to figure out
Hmm.
how their opponent fights so that they
Yeah.
can actually defeat them. That was another
Yeah.
highlight moment for Tanjiro. I was like,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's my nigga
Yeah.
right there. Hell yeah.
Because that's what makes you. Because a lot of people think it's like all about strength, but these dudes who are like really think they got high battle IQs.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tanjiro, like it might have seemed like so a lot of people don't understand in anime. So like really funny a side story. So we went with a couple of friends to see it, and then surprisingly enough, not planned, her mom and dad took her little sister as well to see it. We didn't know we were in the exact same movie theater at the exact same time. And so they saw it too. And I talked to her dad about it. And he was like, yeah, him like thinking through stuff, like taking that long, like who does that in a battle? And I was like, if you don't, and nothing against him because he doesn't watch anime, but like, you don't understand is that like these moments where we see them for 10 minutes thinking through something is literally like a second in a battle.
Moments, and it's a battle.
Like it's literally like them doing a backstory. It's like him thinking through it in like 5 seconds. We just see it longer in our time period, but
Mm-hmm.
like for them, they're not sitting there literally for 30 minutes holding a sword, being like, "Am I? Should I do this? Like, why is he so strong? Why is he that?" Like, no, no, yeah. Let me take notes. Like that's not. It takes moments. It's like half a second. Um, and so like, and I think a lot of people got not spoiled, but they got like that mindset from Dragon Ball Z because whenever they Super Saiyan up, like realistically, and even the creator said like these super for us we see them power up and takes them a minute, but really it's like a moment. It's just a half a moment. We see it so long and then they talk or whatever. But anyways, we get down to it. Giyu and them fighting. Tanjiro fighting. He starts fighting him. Starts evading. Tanjiro's holding that sword. The one thing I kind of didn't like Tanjiro was supposed to get stronger, but he's still running around holding his sword like with two hands, like hiding and evading. And I'm like, bro, like
Hey, you
I
gotta
know you're
keep the
faster than that.
basics, bro. Like
Mm,
remember, like 10-2, you gotta keep the basics. You
yeah,
don't need to change things up. He good
yeah.
with what he
I
do.
mean, he's fighting Tanjiro, and then Akaza comes out with the whole like why he'll actually fight him now because he didn't like the fact that he hated weaklings, like he
Mm.
hated anybody that was weak, which we didn't understand. He kept saying it, but we didn't understand it until we got that backstory. And then Giyu finally shows back up after Tanjiro's about to get his damn torso snapped in half. Giyu shows back up, and funniest bar in the whole movie. He's like, yeah, thanks. Now my back hurts from getting thrown into buildings. And I was like, same twin. My back is killing me
But
in
at
this
least he came
season.
back with a scar. Like Giyu isn't that the
Yeah.
first time he finally unlocked the
So
scar?
it's right after he gets thrown after those buildings. When
Okay.
he comes in and like saves Tanjiro, is like he's like, yeah, now thanks, my back hurts.
Mm.
Awesome. Like this is awesome. I saw a funny Instagram reel because the reels are coming out now about the movie, and it's like Giyu after getting thrown into buildings, and it's the Spider-Man when he's like, oh my back. It's like, but then Giyu finally has like kind of a rage moment, kind of like a lock in, let's get it moment,
Yeah.
and his demon scar or whatever. I forgot exactly what they call it, but demon mark or demon slayer mark, something like that.
What did they
I think
call
it's
it?
called. I
Just the
think it's
mark.
it's
Just the
just yeah
mark. Yeah.
yeah. The mark shows up on Giyu's face. He starts fighting him. They start getting into it. We start noticing like the little. We start noticing like the little like pentagram thing that's on the ground, and this is where Tanjiro really starts thinking about like how does he know where all these punches are going to land, how does he, or these slashes, how does he know, how can he defend something he can't see from his blind spot? And immediately I thought of Neji, 8 trigrams 64 palms. That's
Hmm.
literally Akaza's character. He's like a Neji, like he literally has the revolving circle.
They had to use a snowflake so they couldn't steal from from the
They
Hyuga
did
clan.
100
They used a
because
snowflake instead.
if it wasn't a snowflake, or if the Hyuga clan didn't have the little orb around them, they would have
It would
100%
have
did like
definitely been
a
that.
domain. They would have done like a domain where if you step foot inside of it, he can see anything and everything.
Factual.
But so we start seeing that, and then Tanjiro starts thinking through what it was, and we get a little bit of backstory on Tanjiro's conversations. The first one being his dad was cold, by the way. We're about to get into that, but his dad was cold. We get into him talking to Inosuke first about how Inosuke can feel somebody about to attack him. He gets this little tingle, or somebody's walking up on him. He gets a tingle when somebody's about to attack him. I think he said he feels a pain or something. He feels something
Yeah.
that's more than a tingle on his back, and he's just like, if I can master this, then I can master the reversal and sneak up on people without them noticing I'm there. And he's like, well, how do you? Then Tanjiro's sitting in the bed. He's like, how do you master that? Like, if somebody doesn't have any murderous intent, like, how do you get rid of your murderous intent when you're trying to attack somebody? He's like, I don't know. I guess that's a good question. He's like, that's just something I'm trying to master. And then he goes into another kind of backstory, essentially talking to his dad. And his dad was the one that taught him the flame dance, the Hinokami Kagura. And his dad was the one every year for a year, which fuck that, by the way, from sunup to sunup, like doing a dance for 24 hours. That's
Hmm.
insane. But he was talking to his dad when they were still kids, everybody was still alive. And he was like, hey, dad, like, you know, isn't it tiring for you to do this? Like, do you want me to do it this year? Da da da. And his dad was like, nah, I'll do it because I'm not tired. That doesn't tire me out anymore. And then he explained to him that the dance, yeah, at first when you start doing the dance, you do a lot of unnecessary movement. We've heard that before in animes, where it's like limit all your unnecessary
I mean,
movements to make
in real
everything
life too.
as
Like
clean as possible.
you
Yeah,
constantly
absolutely,
practice things so you can get
hmm
rid of all the unnecessary movements and
absolutely.
actions.
Yeah, and so he's like, and after all these years of me doing it, I've taken away everything unnecessary that I need to, and now I don't need to, it doesn't tire me out anymore. He said you kind of enter this like, I forgot,
Hmm.
translucent world or something like, he said translucent or something like that, where you can just see everything. You have no state of mind, no
Hmm.
intent, no nothing. You're just there, present, doing what you need to do. Tanjiro obviously didn't understand. He said, "You think I can learn it?" He was like, "Yeah, if you like, work yourself to death." And I thought the most daddest thing ever that I've ever seen in an anime. He got up and he was like, "Hey Tanjiro, come with me." Makes his ass almost pass out on a mountain as they're walking up on the mountain. Then we see that giant fucking grizzly bear standing there, and the dad's like, "Hey, look, I know you're hungry, and I'm sorry for that, but you can't come and attack my family." And dad had an axe. He's like, "You can't come and attack my family. You can't do it."
Did you
So
peep
he's
that
like,
backstory, by the way?
"What do you mean?"
So the whole backstory was apparently this was a few days before his father died,
Yeah, it
and
was 10 days.
yeah,
Yeah.
10 days before his father died. Apparently, the bear had been attacking like the villages
Hmm.
in the woods, so they had set
Yeah.
up all the like the bells and whatnot
Bells.
because
Yeah.
his intent was to kill the bear. And
Yeah.
literally, like a G, like come follow me in the middle of the night. Took him all the
Yeah.
way out. This had to be miles away. This wasn't just
Yeah.
down the
Because
road.
the dad woke up and was like,
Exactly. He heard it
he sensed it.
or sensed
Like
it,
he
heard it,
just,
something.
yeah, whatever, but like miles away.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I know his dad was cold. Wasn't his dad a Hashira at one point or a Demon Slayer?
Um,
I thought he was or
no,
something.
this I don't remember. I can't remember that.
Either way, yeah. But he took his ass miles up that mountain. Told that bear he was like, I know you're hungry, but you can't eat my family. Like, it is what it is. And then Tanjiro explains how in like a split second, this man just chopped this bear's head off. Like we see it just like a shink, and then like the bear's head just collapses on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And Tanjiro's like, I didn't know it until now, but I'm pretty sure he did two slashes because you couldn't have just done one. He went up and down like like faster than anything. It wasn't tired, and he said in his frail sick state he did that to this bear. And he was like, at that moment, I knew that it was more for him to show me than for me to just hear it and try to learn it myself. So that really taught Tanjiro like what it means to actually do something, like hands on, do something. And I was
Exactly.
like, what a dad! I'm gonna fucking do that
So,
myself.
so Tanjiro's father was not a Hashira. He was frail and sickly, like we already knew. He had a
Yeah,
disease. But he did have the ability to access the transparent world, which you saw from the movie,
yeah,
as well
yeah.
as the Hinokami Kagura dance, which is sun breathing. So
So he could
he
kill
passed it
demons if
down.
you want.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
With the
yeah,
sun breathing, he was the most powerful.
yeah.
We'll learn more about it. I'm not going to spoil that, but
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll get into that. We'll get into that. So Tanjiro obviously starts thinking about that, and of course, like true MC fashion, he closes his eyes and he's like, "All right, I need to figure this out. I need to figure this out. I need to figure this out." As well as Giyu and them still fighting, they still going back and forth, still hitting, still fighting, and then he finally like opens his eyes, and like his eyes are now like a sun pattern, they're like a rainbow kind of like orangish red pattern. His hair changed, and like Giyu gets like fucked up. Like Giyu gets fucked up. He's on the ground, just like about to die. His sword snaps. The boy literally snaps his sword
Oh
with
yeah,
the
he was
side of his
fighting with half
hand.
a sword the whole time.
Yeah, and he sees Tanjiro like walking up on him like a zombie. No murderous intent because he realizes that his snowflake on the ground is his compass is essentially not essentially sensing murderous intent. It's assessing your will to fight. So whatever your will is, the stronger your will, the stronger he senses you. So obviously Tanjiro fucking hates him, so his will is like strong to fight him, so he can sense him anywhere he is. But now uh, Tanjiro has entered the transparent world. He's like out of his body. He has the Doctor, the Doctor Strange moment where he
Mm.
got pushed out of his body, and he's seeing himself just kind of walk towards Akaza, and then Giyu's on the ground. He's like, "Yeah, get him, fucking get him, Tanjiro. Let's go, hurry up!" And then fucking Tanjiro,
Bro, bro, get like he was like,
let's go, let's go, let's
and
go,
Tanjiro's
hurry up!
like, I'm going to
I'm
stab
gonna,
you.
I'm gonna cut your head off.
What? Just do it.
Bro, everybody in the theater was like, "Excuse me."
Just
Like,
do it.
and then, but to be fair, Akaza turned around to hit him, and he Tanjiro phase shifted behind him and then cut
I
his head
mean,
off
yeah, but
clean.
he could have just cut his head off too. That would have been
Right.
nice.
And then Akaza obviously pulls out probably the most gangster like upper moon shit I've seen so far because we're gonna see some pretty clean shit.
Mm.
Grabs his head out of the air and puts it back to his body. He's like, I ain't dying. That's not gonna happen. And he's like trying to hold it. And he's like, well, and he's looking at Giyu's looking at Tanjiro. He's like, his eyes changed, his hair changed. I don't sense anything from him. I can't even sense his presence. Like,
Mm.
I don't. He's changed, and he's like, he's trying to like get his head like stuck, like keep it on, keep it on, keep it on, keep it on. And as it's like starting to heal, fucking Giyu with the sword throw right into the back of his
12th
head.
form, the sword thrust. What? He just throws the sword right at the hip.
Right, right to the back of his head. His head flies off, and then he like collapses. His head disappears. His body collapses to the ground, and then Tanjiro like passes the fuck out.
Mm.
Passes the fuck out, and then his body stands up. Like everybody's like, "Oh, the fight's over. Oh, we won." Da 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 da. And well, this is before Tanjiro passed out. He's like, "We won," and then he passes out, and then all of a sudden, like Giyu was like, "All right, come on, Tanjiro, we gotta go." And then Akaza's body just goes bloop, just stands right the fuck back up, and he's like, "Huh? How does this?" So then
Mhm.
he starts fighting Akaza's, dead body. But then we start seeing like Akaza starting to get these flashes of these people in his
Mhm.
life that we don't know who they are, what they are, blah blah blah. He's like, "Get away!" Like the girl's like holding his hand. He's like, "Get the fuck off! Like get off me! Like who are you?" And then he's like talking to the old master that he had. He's like, "Who are you people? Like why are y'all talking to me?" And the girl's like, "Come on, just come home. Like just come home. Like you're done. It's over. That's enough. Like just come home." He's like, "I don't know who you are. Get off me." Giyu's fighting for his life against this headless body of Akaza. Tanjiro finally wakes up. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "Oh no, I passed out in the middle of battle. Like what happened?" And he
We
looks
won,
and
right?
sees
we,
he
we
looks and
we
sees
won.
Akaza. He looks and sees Akaza's body that's like, compressed in the head still
Neck's
fighting.
pulsating because the head's still
He's
trying
like,
to
"How?"
regenerate. Like, what the fuck is
He's like,
happening?
"How, bro? How?" Um, and then we run into Akaza's backstory. We finally get right up into Akaza's backstory, because he starts thinking, because Akaza's thinking about like why he hates Tanjiro so much. Like what about him makes me hate this little kid so much? And then we start getting like flashes of his backstory. He's like, "Oh yeah, because of that worthless past of mine." And then we get his long ass backstory, which is very much criticized in the anime community right now.
Really?
Huh?
Really? Is it?
Yeah, it's very much criticized.
Hmm.
And so top two reasons before I get into his backstory. One, because it was very long, and I literally heard somebody, and I wanted to turn around and tell him to shut the hell up. In the theater, as we were walking out, there's literally a guy behind me that's like, literally, like, I don't know why they had to do such a long backstory. Like, it was so boring. Like, why can't they just fight? And I'm like, and my wife like she looks at me because she knows, and she's like, just let it go. And I was like,
If
bro,
this is
y'all,
your first anime, just say that. Like, the build up, like if you don't understand storytelling, like
like,
there's been like a huge build
yeah,
up since the fact that Akaza killed Rengoku when Rengoku was
yeah,
like the mentor of Tanjiro. So this was a
nope,
lead up to that fight, and then understanding why he hated Tanjiro so fucking much. Like
yeah,
it deserved a 20-minute
and and
backstory.
his backstory was amazing. Like
Exactly.
I knew about it, but like seeing it and hearing, like it was
Nothing
amazing.
miss. No
Like
misses
you don't,
at all.
so you telling me you don't like character development? You just want to watch fighting with no
Yes.
no
Yeah.
explanation.
Yes.
Like you don't like character development.
That's why to
Got
go
it.
see
Understood.
Dragon Ball Z movies. Yes. No development.
So okay, so hear me out, buddy. So how about this? How about we get Akaza fighting? We get no backstory, and then at the end of it, he just kills himself. And then then behind me, you would have been like, "Why
Why
did he
did he
kill
do
himself though? Why did he do that? That doesn't make sense." Like, yeah, shut up. Anyways, but we get into Akaza's backstory. People don't like it because it was too long, and because it was at the end of the movie, and it took up the last like 20 minutes of the movie. I didn't care. I love that. I think it was a great backstory.
Mhm.
But we get into his backstory. Essentially, Akaza was a young kid, I think in the Edo period, because he was in Edo, Japan at the time. He was a pickpocket. His dad was very sick. His dad was sickly, kind of like how Tanjiro's dad was. Very sickly. So we're already getting similarities with Tanjiro and with his own family and his dad. Like we're getting them kind of compared, kind of like how Pain and Naruto. Naruto went the good path and Pain went the bad path, right? Um, we're getting similarities there. And he started becoming a pickpocket. He started like stealing from stuff. And then we also find out why he has the tattoos he has.
Mhm.
Because in Edo, Japan, they mark you with the band tattoos as a thief, and he already has four, which means he's been caught four times. They said the fifth time you'll be executed, and they're beating him, and then we find out that when he's on his way back home, beaten and bloody, somebody runs up to him and says, "Your dad has unalived himself." YouTube has unalived himself because he knew that you were out there being a criminal just to get money for his medicine. And so he comes home to see his dad literally hanging from the rafters, because his dad left him a note and said, "Please go live a normal life. Like, please don't let me be the one that drags you down." Da 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 da. And so that makes Akaza even more pissed off. He gets kicked out of Edo because of his thievery and because his dad no longer can support the household, which means he doesn't have a house anymore.
Hmm.
So he gets kicked out of the Edo, Japan, the city of Edo. He ends up, I don't remember exactly where he went, but he went to another town.
Yeah, like
I don't
slums.
even think they say, yeah. And then he's in the street, literally, like these adults are trying to like beat him because I think he stole something else. Like he started stealing again. These adults are trying to fight him, and he's already like crashing out because of his dad. He like literally whoops six adults, like whoops them up. And then this dude comes up that's wearing like a karate outfit, and he's just like, "I came over here because they said a kid was about to get killed, but it looks like that's not the case." And then he's like, "Shut up, old man! Like, get out of my face!" Obviously, delinquent status, right? Delinquent teenager status. And he's like, "Well, why don't you come train with me?" And he's like, "I'm not doing nothing with you. I'll fight you too." He's like, "All right." This dude has a smile the whole time. Side note: the master in the English dub is Channing Tatum.
Mm,
Mm,
okay,
yeah,
okay. I'm with
yeah.
that. I'm with that.
So yeah, I'm with that. I heard his voice. I saw a video of him doing the voice acting, and it sounds pretty good.
Pause.
Um,
Pause. I'm sorry. I haven't asked you this question yet. Did you watch it in
mm,
dub or sub?
I watched the subtitle.
Okay. All right. Just look. All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good. Play. You're good.
yeah. No, of course I did. Of course I did. I
Oh,
couldn't
I'm
hear
just
Himo. I couldn't hear Hinokami Kagura in English in the theater. I
Hemo
couldn't.
concrete. Okay. Okay. I'm with you.
Thunder breathing first form. I couldn't do that.
First
No,
one.
I needed. Yeah, I couldn't do that. Anyways, so Master shows up and he smile. He had a smile on the whole time. This dude was kind of unhinged too. After he started talking about his wife and shit, he was like, "Yeah, this is just life." But
Man, it is.
um, I mean,
That's
it is
that's a
like,
man who's lived life and he's just. I am where I am. I'm just
what's
surviving.
that phrase? People don't think it be like it be, but it do be like it be, or something something like
But it
that.
be
Like
like that though.
Um, and then the kid tries to fight, like Akaza tries to show up and tries to punch him, and he literally just dog whoops him, just beats him. And he's like, "All right, come with me." And he's like, okay." And then he literally takes him to his castle, starts talking about his dojo and like how he can never get students and stuff like that. So he's a handyman on the side. He's like, "Oh yeah, and my wife drowned herself the other week from like postpartum depression or something like that." Like, so I also have a daughter here who's also very sick. You're gonna take care of her in the meantime while you're also training. And he's like, "You really want me, a criminal, to take care of your daughter?" And he's like, "Oh, I beat the criminal out of you earlier." Like,
Mm.
what do you mean? Like, you're not a criminal anymore. And he's like, okay. And so he starts taking care of the daughter. I think they were like 12 at the time, 12, 13 years old at the time. I think
Mm.
that's what they said Akaza's
He's
age was.
like 2 years
11. He was
older
a
than
he
the
was
girl though.
11 because I remember the master being like, an 11-year-old beating up grown men is crazy. So he was 11 at the time.
Okay, so he was
Um,
there from 11 to 18 years old. Wow,
18.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was training. Then he started finding out a little bit more. Akasa's talking through his backstory, and he's like, found out that the master of the dojo, essentially saved an old wealthy merchant's life in a raid that some rebels or some delinquents were trying to like steal his stuff. So when he died, he gave the dojo over to him. But the reason why he doesn't have students is because the samurai dojos that wanted that dojo, and because he doesn't do samurai training, he's of the fist. Like
Mm.
his thing, that's why Akaza uses fists, because his dojo trains in martial arts. The samurai dojos kept bothering them and kept like, um, what do you call it? Essentially harassing their dojo, and so the students were afraid to just be students there. So during this time, Akaza's taking care of the little girl, getting her treated well, he said, and he was even saying himself, "I did this for my dad for so many years. This is nothing to me. Like, it
Mm.
is what it is." He was taking her on walks and like feeding her and everything like that. Started getting better. He was training in the meantime, kept training, kept training, kept training. Years and years went by. Um, and then at the time, he talked to, obviously him and the girl are forming a relationship. He said, "Let's go see the fireworks either next year or the year after that, whenever you get better." And so she was obviously starting to like him. once they turned 18, once Akaza turned 18, I think she was like 17 at the time. She was 17 or 16. She was
16.
16. Yeah, she was 16. Akaza, he called him into the dojo. There, the daughter was sitting next to him. He said she wasn't sick anymore. She was finally healed. The daughter and the master were sitting in the room, and he was just like, "Hey, so you've been here for 7 years now. I need to turn this dojo over to somebody when I eventually pass away because I can't keep it forever. So I'd really like to turn this dojo over to you instead. You're no longer a criminal like this and that, like you're a son here, blah blah blah. And because of that, my daughter also really likes you
So,
and wants to be with you or
mhm.
whatever." And he's just like, with a criminal like me, like this and that, he's like, "No, you're gonna be my son. Like you're not a criminal anymore." And so he was like, "I accept." And so that was cool. Everything was calm. Took her to the fireworks. Took her to the fireworks. They're looking at the fireworks, everything like that. She asked to marry. She asked like, "Will you be my husband?" To Akaza, and he's like, "Absolutely. Like, yes, I will. Like, we're gonna form a legacy together. Everything's gonna be great." Akaza fell in love with her that moment, and then as he's out in town, of course, like this is like sad.
Oh,
As
not
he's
no,
out in
even
town.
even worse than that. He had literally went to his father's grave to tell his
Oh yeah,
father about the engagement.
getting married. Yeah, he literally traveled to Edo to tell his dad he was getting married at his grave. As he's on his way back, somebody runs up and tells them that the well had been poisoned at their dojo, and his bride, his wife, or his fiance, and his master of almost a decade were both killed. And Akaza crashed out in that moment. He was like, "Of course, all this happens to me when I'm not here. My dad happened to me when I wasn't here. My fiance, the love of my life, and my master, the new dad that I had, died when I wasn't here. Why does this always happen to me when I'm not here?" And our boy went to every dojo in that area around them and slaughtered every single one of them with his fists.
With
They
his
all had
fist.
swords.
With
With
his
his
fist.
fists, slaughtered the entirety of all the samurai dojos around him. They had a news report. It was a news report or somebody said like that's underway to find the fugitive that killed or the shogun was talking to his students. Like the samurai master was talking to his students. He's like, "We need to go out, send a police force out to go capture him. He's already killed like 70 people like with his bare hands." They made it so descriptive. They were just like, when you go and see the scene, just understand that he didn't just kill them, he tore them apart. There's people unrecognizable. There's guts and entrails and body parts spread all over the walls and the ceilings and the floors, like tore them apart. And he's like in bloody footsteps walking towards a bridge. And of course, Muzan's cold ass. Muzan was just like, "I came out here because I heard there was a demon out here causing problems." And I was like, "I ain't send no demons out here, but
Hmm.
all I see is you."
Mind,
Interesting.
mind you, they said that the scene was so bad that people didn't even believe that it was true. They literally thought
Hmm.
it was folklore because there's
Yeah.
no way one man, no
Hmm.
weapon, did that
Yeah.
to so many people. And also, just to add a little bit more context, like because when you're reading
Yeah.
like the manga in between chapters, they give like a little bit more information. The person who actually poisoned the whale was actually a young boy who was actually friendly with the dojo back in the days. Like he liked the girl
Mm.
from the dojo.
Mm.
He
I
wanted
didn't
to
know. Yeah,
marry
they didn't
her.
say that in the
She
movie.
straight up turned him down. And then
Mm.
he always had like an aggressive nature to him. And then
Yeah.
like obviously once Akaza got there, he always challenged
Yeah.
him. Akaza always beat his ass. And then eventually, when he found out that they were getting married, he's like, "Fuck that." So he knew he couldn't beat
Wow. They
Akaza,
didn't
and
show
that's
any of that in
why
the movie.
Akaza hated weak people. He knew he
Yeah.
couldn't beat Akaza, so he
Yeah.
purposely poisoned the whale so that it would kill
Yeah.
Akaza, so that he could marry the girl and take the dojo.
Because that was some weak people. Some only weak
And
people
that's
do
why
stuff
he
like
was
that.
like,
Yeah.
"I hate weak people because this is the
That
reason why
actually
my
that actually
father and
upsets
wife
me
died."
because that wasn't in the movie at all.
I mean,
The
it was
kid.
just a good piece of
Yeah.
information, bro.
That was
Honestly.
a good. That was a really good piece of information. Well, yeah. I mean, when he and then obviously we get the scene on the bridge and Muzan's like, "I ain't send no demons out, but clearly you standing here, so something's going on." And then Akaza's like still in crash out mode. He's like, "Shut the fuck!" And he goes to like punch Muzan, and Muzan just shoves his fist through his face. He's just like, "Let's see how you actually do with the amount of blood I'm gonna give you being a real demon."
Mm.
And then Akaza starts talking about how like once he became a demon, all his memories were erased, and we just see him like before he's in Upper Moon, just slaughtering hordes of people, hordes of people. And he's like, "Send me more, more, send me more," and he's like looking up at the sky. I'm assuming he's trying to talk to Muzan, like he's saying like this to Muzan. He's like, "Send me more people to kill," like
Mm.
just killing people. And then as this is going on, we go back to like current time. Tanjiro, his head is starting to like regenerate, like the side of it's starting to regenerate. Tanjiro's still trying to fight him. They're still trying to like fight Akaza, but then Akaza starts seeing his master and seeing that girl again, and she's like touching him, and she's just like that's enough. Like you're just come home. Like you're done. Like that's enough. That's enough. The master's like, brother, you did enough. And then I think the saddest moments when the master was even like, hey, you can't, even though like that's enough for you. I'm still proud of you, even though you can't come to heaven with us. Like you're still my son. Like I'm still proud of you. Like this and that. Very sad moment. And then Akaza starts punching himself. He does the little fist thing. Tanjiro's like, oh, here comes another attack.
Mm.
And then he's about to do the chaos infinitum or something like that, where it's like the one he did against Rengoku, the one he killed Rengoku with. And he's like, we gotta go. And Tanjiro's running towards Giyu to get him and like tackles him. But then they look at Akaza and Akaza just punches himself all over the place. And then they're like, what the hell? And then as he's walking away, he starts regenerating and he's like, he starts ripping his own flesh off. He's like, stop regenerating. Stop it. I'm done. I want to die. And then funny enough, I don't know if you peep this, but before we get into like the little conversations before he actually dies. So you remember how Tanjiro says there's with all these upper moons, there's a condition for them to die.
Hmm.
So like with the brother and sister, you had to cut both of their heads off at the same time. They didn't say it specifically, but I'm almost positive Akaza's condition to die, because his thing sensed wills to fight, his condition to die was his will had to be he had to his will to fight had to
He
be
had to
gone
lose
for
the
him to
will.
die.
Mm.
He had to lose the will to fight. Even if you cut his head off, if his will to fight's still there, he's still gonna survive. So just like the other ones, you needed to kill the little version of Upper Four. You needed to kill the twins at the same time. His will just has to be gone. So I thought that was a pretty cool. Like once his will was over, is when he finally perished. But
I fuck with that.
then we get Akaza on his knees, crying. He's talking to the girl. She's like, "Come home, like come home. My love, my dear. This and that." Well, that's kind of at the end, but he's talking to the master, and then his body's starting to change back into his human form, and then fucking Muzan grabs his hair, and he's like, "Didn't you want to be stronger? Didn't you want to fight these people?" And then his demon form comes back. He's like, "Yeah, I did want to be stronger. I did want to." Yeah, and then he starts regenerating again, but then like the I think the girl comes in out of nowhere. Like his fiance comes in, and then
She like
like she
holds his
grabs
face or
his
something.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah, she grabs his face, and then the demon form just breaks away from him. And she's like, "That's enough. Come home. That's enough." And then he's like no longer sitting there anymore. He's like sitting at their dojo. His head's in her lap, and she's just like, "Welcome home, dear. Like I missed you." And then the master's like, "Welcome home," and like everybody's like, "Welcome home." And then he gets the whole like, "I know you can't go to heaven with us, but we'll
Mm.
still love you. We still miss you." Like this and that. And then Akaza finally fades away,
It's
and they end up
crazy.
dying. Now, this was uncalled for and petty, and I kill this bird. The bird goes around the castle, right, and goes, "Ha! Giyu and Tanjiro have defeated Upper Three. Giyu and Tanjiro have defeated Upper Three. They can't stand anymore. They're about to die." Ah, I'm like, you ain't gotta say all
Why
that.
are you telling us our situation? Like now the demons can come and get us. Like, no,
Yeah,
that's
like
fucked up, bro.
come on, you should have been like, they defeated them. They didn't break a sweat. Like, gas me up. Like, what are you doing? Like, we defeated an upper moon. We defeated top three demons. And the thing, like, yeah, technically he like killed himself, because if he still had the will to fight, like they were kind of cooked. But
Mm.
like, yeah, yeah, you gotta gas me up. You can't be saying like, oh, they on their face. Tanjiro looked like he about to pass.
Ah, they
Tanjiro's
kicked Delta
dead.
ass. Ah, Delta
Yeah,
ass. He's,
Akaza whipped Tanjiro's ass.
he
Oh,
stood no chance.
Giyu's sword is broken. Like, don't do
Get
that.
him now.
Yeah,
Fuck.
like fuck, shut the fuck up. Like, um, obviously, like he defeats Tanjiro's. Like, all right, on to the next. Where Muzan at? And it just,
Pass
just a
out.
face plant. Giyu obviously is about to crash, but he's a Hashira, so he can't fall to the ground. He's sword in the ground. He's standing there
Like a
like
G.
that. They both pass the fuck out,
That's a pretty
and
fire way of passing out, though. Like to
that is pretty
stay
fire.
up, like to stay,
Yeah,
because when once you
the
pass
All
out, you
Might.
don't have any
Yeah,
control of your body. You can't stay up
no,
anymore.
that's a will. That's willpower keeping you
Ain't
up.
no demon gonna show up on that on his watch. That's all that
Nah,
means.
yeah, not on mine. But then obviously they're going around, everybody's hearing like, yeah, Giyu and Tanjiro, like, yeah, good shit, good shit, good shit. And then we start seeing all the other demons, because this is top three demons,
Hmm.
so top three upper moons, and so all the other demons start noticing their presence. Even Domo's like, huh, Akaza, it faded away. He's like, I also sensed something else. Like he became something else. Now, I understand now, but in the time, I was like, is he talking about Tanjiro? He noticed Tanjiro changed, but then I remember Akaza changed back out of
Mm.
demon form into human. So like at his last moments, he wasn't a demon anymore. And so that's what he meant by like his signature was gone. Like he changed into another thing.
Yeah, it became
And
something else.
so he became something else, which was a human. And then he was like, and then of course Domo's unhinged eyes. He's like, oh well, he's dead anyways. Who cares? And then he goes back to Kano and he's like, all right, you ready to get this over with, you know? And then we get, go ahead, you have something?
No, I just wanted to bring up another thing, just a small little nut. Maybe they'll talk about the next movie, but Doma brings up at that around that same part in the manga how that Akaza never ate women. Like he refused to eat
Uh,
women. He only would fight men and attack men.
yeah.
Women was always off the list for him.
Well,
So
because if I remember correctly, Akaza, or they explain that Akaza, because he doesn't fight weak people, he doesn't like weak people. Women and children are automatically weak to him, so he doesn't concern himself with them.
yeah,
Because
that
they were
makes sense
talking
then.
about how newborns are already weak from age; they always need help, and he's like, I don't care about them. I care about people who want to fight but are weak as fuck, and that's y'all. So that'd be like why he only fights men.
Factual.
Like, but hey, demon with a conscience, I guess. Who cares? Like, um, then we get
Who
like,
cares?
yeah, who cares? You're dead, dead. You in the ground. I don't care. And then we get obviously Domo. He's like, oh, he's dead. I don't care. Anyways, moving on. And then we get all the other like, they see the thing disappear. They're like, oh, that's great. He died. Some of the other demons like are like looking around, and then we get Kokoshibo's ass sitting in the little stone pillars around him, and he's obviously the most badass of them, so he has to talk tough, but he's mad. Like he's mad Akaza died because he said, Akaza, you were supposed to beat me. You were
Yeah, what
supposed to fight
happened?
me. Like, what
You
like
don't
he's like, now you're just as weak
know?
as the rest of them.
Damn, that's crazy.
Like, but he was mad. You could tell, and because the reason why is because he sliced all those pillars. Like nobody's around him because the boys haven't shown up yet to fight him, and so like he's just mad and
I
he
mean,
just starts
that's
fighting.
that's how you know you're mad when you just randomly punching
Hmm.
holes in your own house. Like, why are you doing that? You're obviously
Yeah,
angry. Why are you cutting
and he
up the
sliced.
damn walls?
Yeah, and I said earlier, I think that I might just be reaching, but this seems like symbolism to me because he's about to fight the stone
Oh
Hashira, the
yeah,
stone pillar.
yo, Gomu
He's about
Gomu
to
no.
fight the stone pillar, and he just sliced a bunch of stone pillars. And we like this isn't a spoiler alert, but like we know it takes five and two regulars to take down Kobushiro. Like it's uh, Guillaume.
Were there five
Um,
pillars there that he cut down?
it might have been. But it was Guillaume, Mikoto, uh, Saname, and then I think two other regular demon slayers that it takes to take down Kokoshibo. So there's three Hashira and two demon slayers that it takes. And we kind of already know how the rest of the story goes. Well, some of us do. But anyways,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
get that. What is it? Them five?
I mean, no, I'm talking about the pillars. I wanted to look at the panel of the pillars
Yeah, yeah.
again. It looked like it was like five of them, and I'm not gonna hold you. It
I
looked
mean,
like
but the
five
two
pillars
of
in
them,
there.
from what I saw, I think Murata, the one with the luck breathing, he's one of them that's in there with Kokushibo. I'm like, you in the wrong spot, homie, but apparently not. Like, and then another regular demon slayer,
Now,
T- Tokuto, Saname, Guillaume, and Genya fight Upper Moon. So Genya with Blicky breathing fight the two brothers fight the Mist Hashira and the Stone Hashira fight Upper Moon one. Oh yeah, they fight number four. The girl with the banjo.
yeah, Banjo. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Obanai and well, we haven't seen her. Like she's the one changing the castle, but I mean we know what happens at the end of that fight. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that fight because like how? You know what I'm saying? Like
You
how
know,
my boy?
you know what I'm also starting to do is doing some math here. What's going to be left in the final movie? Is it only going to be just the
Probably
Muzan
just gonna
fight?
be
Because the next
it's
movie
probably just
got to
gonna be
be
Muzan.
number number one and number four. Maybe they put number one in the final
They probably
movie as
put one
well.
in. They might do one and four in the second movie,
Hmm.
and then do just Muzan at the end, like with a bunch of filler, because there's
No,
still a bunch of backstory left.
we still got to do Doma number two. So Doma is definitely going to be in the second
Doma's
movie.
second.
Number
I think
four, she's going to be in
Mitsuri.
there.
Yeah, Mitsuri and Obanai probably second movie.
Mm.
Kokoshibo might be in the last fight, like
What
the
was
main
that?
fight, because that's what Akaza and Akaza's was the last fight
Mm.
of the movie. So Kokoshibo's probably last, and then the final movie is probably just gonna be Muzan, and
Damn,
then
that's a long ass movie.
Demon King Tanjiro.
That's gonna be a long ass movie. Shit.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
yeah.
the same scene the whole damn movie. Damn. But nah.
I was telling Sarah, I was like, yo, Demon King Tanjiro's a fucking problem to deal with, and she was like, he what?
He's
I'm like, yeah,
he's a what? Demon
he's a
King
he's
who?
a he's a problem to deal with. I mean, he's only that for like a little bit of time, but
Hmm.
like he's a problem to deal with when it happens, like a
Yeah. I
problem.
mean, he's literally broken. He's Muzan broken. So
He's like, yeah, he's like Kokoshibo plus Muzan, like, like
damn.
you
Looking
know.
forward to it.
But
Looking forward to it.
we're also getting kind of skipped over a few things, but like we're also getting what's her name? Nezuko. She's up in the mountains with his first master. She's
Hmm.
getting the demon serum, the demon reversal serum.
Yeah, well, not
She's
right.
getting
The
the serum.
beginning of the end.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is now the beginning of the end because you start to
yeah,
get to once she becomes human, then
yeah.
it's over for Muzan.
Yeah, because I explained this to my wife too because she was like, "Oh, why didn't she just like stay a demon? Because she's powerful, she can control it." And I'm like, "Well, when Muzan dies, they all die, and the whole point of it is that Nezuko survives. That's literally been Tanjiro's drive this whole time is to kill Muzan because he killed his family. Muzan killed his entire family. So it's like, if we kill Muzan and my sister's still a demon, she's gonna die. The other two demons that are helping them, they already know. They know they're gonna die. They don't care anymore. They live for hundreds of years. They already explained like we know we're gonna die. But Nezuko, she don't have to die.
Mm.
So like they already gave her the serum. She's already taken it. I mean, she spoiler alert, she becomes a human again. But like it's over for Muzan. They're waiting to get that word in.
Isn't it specifically because she's never had human blood or
Yeah,
tasted
yeah.
other human blood? That's why she
Mm,
can become a human again. But
that's
then that goes back to
the reason.
Akaza. How did Akaza go back to? I'm sure he's had plenty of human blood.
I think that's his will. But like I think his soul changed, not necessarily who he was
Mm.
changed. So I think his soul just changed. So they noticed his spirit just changed. Was different, is what Domo meant. Like it's so I don't know, but I mean that's the same reason why Tanjiro was saved from being Demon King. Tanjiro is because he at the time he had never consumed anybody yet,
Mm.
and so they were able to change him back as well.
Natural,
But
natural.
spoiler alert for everybody out there. Sorry, but it is what it is. Um, but yeah, who cares? But yeah, we get the end. Kokoshiba is about to fight them, and then we got Muzan and the girl. She's being absorbed into Muzan. He's like reversing the effects of that drug right now in his little pod, and he's like, "Y'all motherfuckers are gonna die without even finding me."
Mm-hmm.
They find you, my boy. They,
Spoiler alert, Muzan. They find you.
yeah, they find you, my boy. Like you ain't stand a chance. And then we see number four. We see her strumming the castle. She sends out like another million buildings into the Infinity Castle, and the kids are like, "Motherfucker!" Like we gotta map this whole damn thing. And they're like, "Muzan, we gonna find you.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna find you." Like it is what it is. Um, and then pretty much we just see everybody running to their next fights. I mean, we got Obanai and Mitsuri. Obanai kills all them demons. He's like, "You stay away from the love of my life." And she's just like, "Oh my god, oh my god, Obanai." But you know, we see them, and that's the end. We get the end there. Wrapping that one up, and I think this movie was fantastic.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it was. I think it was great. I know Mugen Train still tops the charts. People still, whatever Mugen Train's still on top for money making, but I think this was way better than Mugen Train.
Mm.
Personal opinion, like way better than Mugen Train. So
No, I think this one was really good. Better than Mugen Train. I think it's around the same for me. If I were to give Mugen Train an 8.5, then I
yeah,
would probably give this one 8.59. It's like right there for me. It's just
it's
a
about
lot more fights, like a lot more individual fights, and seeing individual people show off their powers. While in Mugen Train, we only saw like the main cast and them fighting back and forth, back and
yeah,
forth. So I think that's what definitely puts it over. I really
yeah,
enjoy how this one came on, like intro as well as outro. I know you mentioned a
yeah.
little bit about them going back to how like the last 10 minutes
Like
of how the
10
season
minutes. Yeah,
ended, and I think kind of biased, but I would have loved to see the animation that they did in the outro of the anime in the movie theater. That would have been definitely a nice
yeah.
little touch. But
That's why I was
also they
saying,
had
like,
a
with the explosion and
mhm.
seeing that in the movie theater would have been beautiful.
I feel like they may have also thought about time constraints because they had a lot. Like
Yeah,
this was what a 2.5 hour, two
yeah,
hours,
two
40 minute
hours and
movie.
like,
Like
yeah, 34 minutes
it
and
was
change.
heavy. So maybe that was
Yeah,
like we want to, but that would have been more money because they would have asked to put money into that and more
of
time
course,
that they didn't
of
want
course.
to really put into. But I like the fact that they started the movie out with them all falling in and then getting the running, getting to the
Yeah,
next enemy. going to the next enemy, and then that's the same way they outro. We beat the enemy. We're now
Yeah.
moving on to the next engagement. Like it
Yeah.
feels like it's not just a piece of the like we're just its own standalone movie. It's more like a piece
Yeah.
of the puzzle. We're about to move on
Mm-hmm.
to the next engagement now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
the flow was pretty good, like the pacing, and it made everything like put into one piece. Like we got multiple fights, but it didn't seem
One
separate. It
Piece.
was all a part of one big thing.
So I did have a question for you, kind of like to
Hmm.
wrap things up. Again,
Yeah,
I think was amazing. This movie, because this is now part of a saga, a trilogy, whatever
yeah,
you want to call it.
2027.
Comparing this to other trilogies, not just anime. I'm
Hmm.
talking DC movies, Harry Potter, Lord of the
Really?
Rings,
Okay.
Star Wars. How do
Hmm.
you feel about this trilogy? Did it do a great job of hyping up the characters, bringing up the stakes of what's going on, or do you feel like this could have just been done in an anime?
Like in a show.
Yeah, like a TV series.
So I was going back and forth on this. Me and the wife talked about this on the way home. We were talking about whether we would rather have had this in a series,
Hmm.
and I think I ended my juxtaposition on I I think I would rather keep it the way it is instead of it being a show.
Hmm.
Because one, you get it in theaters, bigger booms, bigger bangs, everything's louder. I think it's just a great experience. Um, I will say, obviously, we talked about this when we talked about AOT. Three years, bro. Like seriously,
Yeah.
like it doesn't need to like. Don't get me wrong. I know we got, but like this is your main project. Everybody knows when you got the whiteboard in your big animation office. Infinity Castle Part 1, 2, and 3 are probably your top leaders right now because they're your top money makers.
Hmm.
Just put them. I'm not saying every 3 years, but put them out like for the next every like a 6 months later, put one out, and then 6 months after that. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't have to be end of 2027 before we finish Infinity Castle. People are gonna die before that. Like come on now. Like that's insane. You know what I'm saying?
Once
Like
a year is not good enough.
I don't like I don't think that's good because also hear me out. Once a year for a trilogy with live action stars in it
Hmm.
makes sense because you have real people, real problems, real lives. You have sets you have setting and studio people you have to hire. You have to get the sets coordinated down to schedule, all the props, everything. You're drawing this. You're animating this. You don't have sets. You're in a studio making this,
Hmm.
and then you send it out. You don't need 3 years because, like, you really think they're not sitting on number two right now, just making little touch ups. It's already done. Number two's probably
Possible.
already done.
Yeah.
Like, I would even say probably they're into three. They're doing touch ups on two and halfway into three right now.
Hmm.
Like, but they're gonna still make us wait 3 years. But even then, I still say I'm glad it's in a trilogy series. I'm glad it'll be in a trilogy series because, and I told her, I said, if they do this, all these trilogy series, and then they come out with like a 7 hour long straight thing, I'm fucking watching
I'm
it.
watching it.
I'm watching it. I'm watching it. I'm watching it. I'll go to the most comfy movie theater we have in this state, which is
Oh no.
Buford, and I'm gonna bring all my dip with me. I'm gonna bring like my phone. I'm gonna bring everything. They bring food to you. They bring everything. I'll sit there for 7 hours. I'll get there at 10
Mm.
a.m. and I'll leave at 5. I don't care.
Has any
I
other
don't care.
movie ever done it before? Like, has Lord of the
A
Rings ever
cup
made like a
a
long?
couple. Yeah. So um, I think a few years ago, Lord of the Rings did do it. So a few years ago, they started, my theater started breaking it up now, but a few years ago, they did one, two, and three. They did, Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and what's it called, back to back. And they had intermissions. So they
Mm,
would do like 15-minute intermission between
that's
movies. And then
fire.
you could go out, go to the bathroom, get more snacks, get whatever, and come back. I missed it because I was on a recruiting event in Columbia, and I would have seen it if I wouldn't have been on that recruiting event that I had to go to in Columbia. However, what they've started to do for trilogies is they've started to put them out the day after that. So they do like um, one on the 9th, one on the 10th, one on the 11th. So like you could go one day, the next day, and then the next day to watch
Mm,
it in the theaters. That's what they've started to do. Now they're kind of going away from that sometimes too. Like on Star Wars Anniversary, they only played the Phantom Menace, but the
yeah,
one
just one.
last year they did Return of the Sith Return of the Sith, and then or whatever, and then the year before that they did Attack of the Clones. It's so out of order, like it was out of order. So I don't know. Maybe the year before that they did number one. So like they were doing one, two, three every year, and then they started over with one again.
Mm.
But then this year for Star Wars Day, or this year for Star Wars Day, they did Attack or Phantom Menace, and then for the 100-year anniversary, they did, or not 100-year anniversary, it was like 50-year anniversary, something like that. They did, I think they did Empire Strikes Back. It was like in the middle of the first.
Did
It
we
didn't
talk
make
about that
sense.
one? I think we talked about that one.
We might have talked about that one, but I
Yeah.
saw the Phantom Menace in theaters, but I didn't go see the Empire Strikes Back one because I was busy. But so they're kind of splitting them up. But
Mm.
in terms of your question, I'm glad that I'm okay with it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I don't like the timing. I don't like how they're splitting them up, but I'm cool with it. I'm cool with sitting there for 3 hours and
Mm.
watching the movie. Like I'm straight. Like it is what it is. I think it has much more of an impact than us just watching an episode every week, every week, every week, every
No.
week.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
it has way more of an impact, and you get
Mm.
sucked into it. Like you could really divulge. But you watch 25 minutes of it, and you watch like half of Domo's fight, and then you have to wait till next week. You're just like,
No, that
all
really
right,
would have killed the momentum of each fight.
mm-hmm,
Because imagine,
yeah,
just imagine, Tanjiro, last fight. Just
yeah,
the Akaza's backstory that could have been 2 episodes by itself.
yeah,
Can you imagine being in the middle of,
yeah,
or at towards the end of that badass fight, watching it week to
yeah.
week, and then the next 2 episodes is just flashback?
Just just
You would have
flashback
been
and
pissed
fillers.
off. You would have been pissed
We've
off.
been bored.
Being able to
Yeah,
watch it
hmm,
fight beginning to end, I think is probably
yeah,
the most appealing thing about watching in a movie. Again, I
yeah,
agree with you. I don't want to wait a year until the next one come out, a year until the next one come out, but I'm willing to do that if you're
yeah.
going to pull out
Absolutely,
this level of animation, this level of
absolutely.
choreography. So no,
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 we can't.
definitely,
Yeah, we
definitely
can't
movie is the
judge the
one.
trilogy yet because the full thing hasn't come out yet. But if
Mm.
they keep it the main thing, like the first one, it's going to be a banger trilogy. Now, I will say, so reverse question on you: would you, since you want to keep it this way and not make it a series, would you would have been better off if they put the movies out on like say Crunchyroll, for example? Like instead of making it a series, they just put the movie out on TV instead of putting it in theaters. So like how they did AOT.
Mm.
So like putting out the first part, like part one, and then part two, like a year later,
Yeah.
instead of putting it just in theaters, but they put it on Crunchyroll, not in the series format.
I think with Demon Slayer, they definitely benefited from being able to use the movies. Actually putting it in
Absolutely.
theaters because of Mugen Train. They already have damn near the number
No.
one animated movie in Japan, so it would have been a
Yeah.
complete mess not to put in movie theaters. Me personally, like I'm not like you. I don't necessarily care to go to the movie theaters and sit
Yeah.
in a chair and watch a movie for an hour and a
Mhm.
half, 2 hours. I can definitely do the same thing at my house. So if they would have put it on Crunchyroll, I would have been definitely be okay with it. But I know they're missing out on the bag by not putting it in the movie theaters.
Absolutely.
I know that
No.
the animation is going to be
Yeah.
10 times better by putting it in the movie theaters. So I
I
agree.
would have
This was
been
definitely the choice.
I would have been okay with them putting it on Crunchyroll because again, I mean, I got the surround sound now. I got the
Mm.
big 80-inch, so like I'd have been sitting on my couch maxing and relaxing. But at the same time, like it's just a much different experience in a theater. Like
Mm.
it's just now I need better seats because like we went to the RPX. I told you we went with some friends. They bought their tickets, and we were gonna go see it just by ourselves, like me and her. But we found out they were going. We were like, well, hey, let's try to go together. They're like, we already bought our
So
seats,
you got
and so
seats next to them.
and so we looked up what theater they were going to, saw that there were two seats literally left right next to them, and we were like, well, shit, we're just gonna sit here, and we're like, oh hell yeah, let's do it. But they chose. So I don't. We have you been to the movies with me down here before? You might have, but it would have been a
Yeah,
long time ago. I don't
we saw
like.
Stitch together. Not Stitch. Lilo. Not Lilo. Moana. Moana too.
We did. We saw. So the one I took you to with the nice, relaxing, comfy chairs, the ones
Mm.
that like recline, that's not the one we went to. We went to the Somerville one, which had like the RPX, which has the really big screen. Think about it like an IMAX, right?
Yeah.
But the chairs are just so uncomfortable and everything's so tight in there. And so I'm like, the next one, I told them if we're going to see it or whoever I see, I'm going to a comfy ass theater. I might go to AMC because Regal didn't have any Demon Slayer merch, like any, but all the AMC's did. The only AMC's here are in Myrtle Beach um and in Beaufort. And the most comfortable movie theater I've ever been in my life is in Beaufort.
Mm.
So, because that one is at AMC with the comfy chairs, they bring you have tables, so they'll bring food out to you, beer out to you, they'll bring literally anything out to you. And so, like, I might try to cop one of them instead.
Yeah, maybe we
'Cause
gotta plan a Myrtle Beach trip for
yeah, because
movie
that's close
two.
to you too, or not like super
Closer,
close, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
closer than coming to me. But we could definitely plan that because I want to go to a comfy theater because I was like this watching the movie the whole damn time because like I'm like everybody's like
You're a pretty
so
big guy. I can't imagine you in these
like
small ass theater seats. I
yeah,
know
and
exactly what
usually
you're
I
talking
pick
about.
seats. I pick the end seats usually, like on the ends of the row, so I have legs room. I could get out if I need to quick,
Hmm.
and they obviously pick the ones like dead center in the middle. So I'm just like this the whole damn
There are
time. Like
actually people who choose the end seats. I thought everyone chooses the seats in the middle.
no,
Thank
I'm
you.
end seat.
Thank
Yeah,
you for making that
yeah,
sacrifice because
you're welcome.
I hate that every like whenever you like choose your seats because you know that's like the thing
Yeah,
nowadays. You'll see everybody in the middle and all only seats that are available are the ones in the front or just the ones on the side. So thank you for making
I
that
have to.
sacrifice.
I got. I have anxiety, bro. I can't be surrounded by a bunch of people. And plus,
I wear glasses. I need straight.
yeah, plus like my leg, I can stretch out. Like if I need to go to the bathroom, whatever it is, you'll very rarely see me go to the bathroom during a movie.
Mm.
But like
Oh, that is
if
true.
I
You
need to
did say
go,
my man,
I could
didn't
just
you?
like dip out like real quick. But
Mm.
they chose them. The movie theater was great, but they chose them like so I'm like I'm not doing this next year. It
Yeah.
ain't happening. I want to recline. I want to sit back and watch Kokushibo whoop some Demon Slayer ass. So like, but yeah, so I gotta go to AMC though because they had merch. They had like the swords. They had the cups that had the sword tops, like the sword Demon Slayer hilt tops to them. They had like the a bunch of them, but Regal didn't have shit. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens next year. But the movie theater was definitely an experience. I'm glad I went to it. I know they're. I think I told you earlier. They're. I know you said you're not gonna put money towards it, but they're doing the Shibuya incident and Culling Game arc
Mm.
together in theaters. I'm definitely gonna see it because to me it's just like yeah, I'm funding the War Machine, but at the same time I get to see that was also a masterpiece. Like the Shibuya incident was also just amazing, and seeing that in
Yeah.
theaters as well like that's gonna be insane. Like absolutely. Like
When he's
seeing
like
domain
looking out
expansion.
on that the horizon and everybody's been killed and everything was
Yeah.
disseminated up. Yeah, I think that would be pretty
Yeah.
fire
And
in
then like
theaters.
just seeing domain expansions like in like just massive big screen. I think it'll be dope. So I'm gonna definitely go check that one out. But out of all you said 8.5, 8.5 out of 10?
Yeah, I'm willing to give this one 8.5 out of 10. Again, I didn't get a chance to see it in the IMAX. I'm sure if I see it in IMAX, it's definitely pushing
Yeah.
9.5 for me.
Yeah, mine is a 9.5. And the only reason why it's 9.5 is because of the beginning. One, because of my selfish reason, and two, because the intro. I think they should have just done
Mm,
that explosion, and then Muzan, like it's Muzan, and everybody tries to go attack him, and then they all fall,
yeah.
and then we get into the movie. I think that would have opened it up like a lot better, and gave some more like reference, or like added a Demon Slayer on the toilet, like shitting his brains out, and then like ding, and then he's like falling.
Yeah, yeah. A little bit more comedic things. I feel like the comedy, while there was still some in there, was just
Yeah,
for a Demon Slayer's episode. Well, while a quarter of it is comedy, this one just seemed like
yeah.
few and far between. That's probably what brought it
I
down a
mean,
little bit for me.
they're in the trenches down there. Like there
Hey,
is no sunlight.
they
There is like
always
you're
been in the
cooked.
trenches though. Like yet they still find the time to be funny. So
I told we were all standing together in a group, and I said, "So you mean to tell me, one night's worth of battle? Tell me 12 hours. I got to wait for 3 years to watch 12 hours worth of fighting?
yeah. I mean, how
Like
long was Attack on
just
Titan? Like
one
no,
night. That was
Attack.
days,
Yeah, Attack on Titan
days and
was
weeks
days
and
and weeks.
months.
So
Yeah,
come on, Demon
because
Slayer,
of the
do better.
yeah, like you're fighting for a fort like barely a night, barely like it's probably like 10 p.m.
Hmm.
and you gotta wait another 6 hours for sunrise, and I gotta wait 3 years. That's crazy.
See, we can clear this up real quick. Who's animating it?
Yeah, I'm aware, but cash grab, bro. That's on their board. I know if I walked into Mappa Studios, the first thing on their whiteboard their mission of the month is gonna be Demon Slayer, working on Demon Slayer. Like,
And the
come on
second
now.
mission is making as much money as possible. They
J,
know
JJK.
putting it out too quickly.
JJK is number three.
They know putting it out too quickly, they're going to miss out on money. So they got to put that year in between.
I don't think they would. Oh, fun. Before we wrap this up, something I found really strange.
Hmm.
So obviously, I'm wearing my Demon Slayer shirt. Sarah's wearing her, Shinobu, rest in peace, Harori. Um, there was zero people in cosplay.
Hmm.
Zero. This opening night. So like zero. And I was really surprised
That's
because like
surprising, actually.
I went and saw Naruto in theaters before. I've seen Dragon Ball in theaters. I've seen a bunch of other anime movies in theaters, and I saw hella people cosplayed up for it. I saw nobody. There's people probably wearing like t-shirts. Like
Hmm.
I had a t-shirt on,
Yeah.
and I don't have any. I don't have any Demon Slayer like Haroris or anything. I have
Hmm.
one from. I have one from. I have Draco's from what's it called? The high school fighting one. I completely forgot already what that damn anime was. Where he goes back in time and he fights. He's like in the little gang.
Hmm.
He fights him or whatever. I have that one, and then I have just Demon Slayer like shirts, but I don't have like anything like that. But I saw nobody. Zero people were cosplayed. Like none of them.
I don't know. I'm actually not too surprised because when I think of Demon Slayer, I'm also thinking of shows like My Hero Academia, and the crowd, the audience is on the younger end. Now, when we're talking about Naruto, the audience is like our age, like upper
Yeah.
20s, low 30s.
Yeah.
So I feel like with Demon Slayer, like most of the people are going to be a lot younger. So probably maybe the time
I
that
don't
you
know.
chose was more of the
I mean, but
adult
hella
time.
people like we've been to cons, and how many people did we see dressed up as damn Tanjiro, as Zenitsu, as Inosuke? Like it's everywhere. And Charleston, you've been here. Like it's pretty anime heavy. There's a lot of anime stores and like anime,
That's true. That's
like
true. That's
events
true.
and shit. And so like maybe it was the time. Maybe people were going at that midnight jaunt and they were all cosplayed up. But like even then, I saw no. When I mean nobody, like somebody had a Giyu jacket on. That was about the most cosplayed. And my wife with her Shinobu Horori was the most cosplay I saw.
Hmm.
And there was a Mexican dude outside dressed as a pirate, and I don't know why. Charleston, bro. I don't
And
know
I
what to tell
don't
you.
know why.
It's that, yeah. Like,
It's that new
is
One
there a new
Piece movie
Pirates of
came
the
out.
Caribbean coming out? Yeah, something. Pirates of the Caribbean, One Piece. I don't know, but yeah, like no, I saw a dude with a jacket on, like a nice, like kind of like a
Hmm.
corduroy jacket, and it had the little stripe down with Giyu's things on it. But other than that, nobody was in cosplay.
You went to the wrong
And
movie theater too. They didn't even have any
I
merchandise. See,
yeah, like
all the
I mean,
real
it's
fans they
Regal.
went to AMC.
I mean, but
Sorry.
again, I used to have a banger AMC membership when I was in North Carolina because that the Dome was in North Carolina, Jacksonville
Yeah.
Boulevard or whatever. I used to have points, thousands and thousands of points. But there's no AMC's here. It's all Regal. It's
Hmm.
all Regal, and then the AMC's are in Myrtle Beach and in Beaufort, and that's an
What's
hour and a half to Beaufort and 2 hours to Myrtle.
and where did we go again?
We went to the one by the mall. The I think it's not Regal. It's something else. It's not AMC either,
Hmm.
but that's the one with the comfy chairs. And then the one in Somerville is a Regal movie theater.
Okay.
So there's no AMC's in this area. It's all in the big cities, like up and down. Myrtle's 2.5 hours, and damn. And so, but since we found out we had a couple people going, we are like, we might just whatever.
Hmm.
So it is what it is. But anyways, yeah, I give it a 9. I give it a 9.
All
9
right.
5.
I'm
9
with you. I'm
5
with you.
easily.
8.5.
Easily.
I'm gonna hold that 8.5 until we get to go into a theater. And I still plan on watching that theater. I still plan on
Good.
getting the full experience
Good,
for it.
good.
But I didn't wanna wait too much longer. I'm sorry. I just had to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I understand. But we already had tickets, and I was like, we going. Let me stop. So, but all right. I mean, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for sticking around this long. If you watched this episode, let us know down in the comments how you feel about this. You know, whether you would rather have it in a series or whether you'd rather have it in the movies. Whichever one. Again, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. We're doing our seasonal wrap up pretty soon, so be sure to stick around for that one. We appreciate it. We love you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.